So what they found was that as the chemical went down, it turns into vinyl chloride. And vinyl chloride is a particularly nasty chemical, much nastier than what it morphed from. And it becomes lighter than water. So that what happens is it starts to move back up again towards any building that goes on top. And vinyl chloride, first of all, is an explosive, so that it can, and if you get enough of it in a building, it'll obliterate a huge building. But the other thing is if it catches fire, there's no known way of putting out a vinyl chloride fire. And it only takes 42 degrees centigrade to ignite it. Now 42 centigrade is like your hot water tank.
Oh God.
And so once the Ministry of the Environment found out that there was vinyl chloride present, that's when they became a lot more serious about doing their job, because up until then we were relegated to purgatory by everybody, that we were just a bunch of radicals, that we were labeled naysayers, that we didn't want progress in Orillia. And but once it came out, the truth came out, then it became a different thing altogether. And so that's when, but before that I had brought to their attention that there was asbestos that had been dumped at the back of the property, which is on the industrial dump portion of it. And I actually did the detective work and found the widow of a man that is documented to have died from that asbestos. He had silicosis of the lung. And I talked to the widow, and the reason I say it's been documented was because she still gets a pension from the Workers' Compensation Board, who is suing the company that manufactured the asbestos in the States to try and recover their cost of treating this man until he died, and then the pension that they're paying the widow. So it's been documented, and I went back and found out how much was dumped at the back. It was 600,000 pounds of asbestos. And again, the worst thing you can do with asbestos is to disturb it. If you send bulldozers over it, it flies up in the air, and people as far away as Midland, which is 30 some miles away, could be breathing it in. So, you know, again, once the ministry was made aware of this, then of course they had to bring in rules and regulations that they had to wet down anywhere where there was this asbestos. And of course all along the city and their experts claimed, well, there was no asbestos there. But there was, and still is today. There's 600,000 pounds of it.
Wow.
So that's been our battle.
A big battle.
Yeah.
Do they take regular soil samples?
Nothing is being done with the site now.
Nothing.
Although they are still have some paperwork that they're trying to get the Ministry of the Environment to accept the fact that they could contain this material without cleaning it up and build on it. But the ministry is not really interested in doing that, and in fact have said to them that you now have to clean up the material to stop it from going off-site, because it's now being proven that it's almost 1 kilometer away, and this is underground. And so, you know, you figure out it's going southeast and almost 1 kilometer away. That's a long way for this stuff to travel, and it's a lot of stuff under buildings. Because again, remember, vinyl chloride will come up, and this whole area of Orillia is actually at one time was lake bottom. So it's really very soggy, wet soil. And so whenever you have a big rain, water always pools on top of the ground, which means that the ground below is soaked.
Right.
And that now is an avenue for vinyl chloride to bubble up. And in fact, we've now had 4 fires in that area, and they've all been spontaneous. There was 2 fires at the Door Oliver Long, which is across the road. And just spontaneously, the buildings caught on fire. There was also another shed that caught on fire spontaneously. There was a truck, which is over a block away from the site, that caught fire spontaneously, and it was always after a rain.
Huh.
And there was a house fire, and none of them have ever been explained as to why these fires happened. So I have pictures of the truck. It's interesting to see that
It all connects.
well, absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's actually really neat when you think about it, that all these things are happening. Of course, the authorities, and by the authorities I'm talking about city council
Right.
and city management, they just deny, but they never have any explanation. And it seems to me they don't have to. And that's what makes it tough fighting it, because all they have to say to a person that moves into town is, look at Tolney there, he's a wacko. And, well, I'm the mayor. And then somebody that comes into town believes them.
Yeah.
But people in town who now know, after 8, almost 9 years of this, they know that the 15 million's being wasted. They know that the chemicals are there. And hopefully next year is election time and all of them will be unelected or not re-elected
Yeah.
once and for all. And we'll get some good people in there who are going to do the right thing, and that is clean the site up. Which is going to cost, it's starting at 25 million and up.
Well, it would be worth it though. And
But the
we're-
land was only $1.
Yeah. Well, thank you for
You're very welcome.
coming here and answering our questions for us. It's going to be very handy.
Yep.
Thanks.
And I'll get you that, I think I have a DVD of the show